All right, welcome to another episode of the Winning Season Podcast. Here's the Winning Exchange. We're here at Bar V 2.0 in Baltimore, Maryland, with our two panelists, Mitchell Linton, CEO and co-founder of 3708 Spirits, and Tony Ajayi, president and co-founder of 3708 Spirits. And we also want to give a big shout out to Zachary Spence, the third co-founder of 3708 that couldn't be here today, but definitely want to give him a big shout out as well. And our episode today is a look inside the next biggest spirit in the U.S., 3708 Spirits. Yes, yes. All right, so we'll start with Tony Ajayi from Riverdale, Maryland. He has his Master in Business Administration from the University of Maryland College Park. We have Mitchell Linton from Long Island, New York. He has his Doctor of Pharmacy from Howard University. And Zachary Spence, who isn't with us today, also went to Howard University from Philadelphia, electrical engineering, a degree from Howard University. All right, let's get into, straight out the gates, what inspired you all to create 3708?
Yep. So I'll jump in there. So thank you all for coming once again. And so what inspired 3708 was when I graduated pharmacy school, my professor who owned a distillery gifted me a bottle for graduating. And so that celebration moment, myself, Tony, and Zach kind of came together and used that moment to be able to create a brand that we can celebrate with others.
All right. 3708. Each of the three numbers means something. Can you go into that for us?
Yep. So we wanted to create a name that stood out, that meant something to us. And so 3708 represents breaking out each number. 3, that represents the three of us that started the brand. 7 represents perfection, so we believe we perfected our taste, and we hope that you agree with us. 0 is where we started as a business and where a lot of us start in life, so it's that human connection. And then 8 is new beginnings, so we decided to create a new lane, a new alcohol lane, and we decided to create an American Agave Spirit, which is a tequila for the U.S.
All right, so tequila for the U.S. So let's go into. I know a lot of people in the U.S. really like tequila. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And one of the key things that even I didn't know, I didn't really understand the whole steps in the process to make tequila. So if you could go into a little bit about what tequila natively is in terms of where it starts, where it's manufactured, and how that compares to American Agave and where 3708 is.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, most folks are familiar with tequila. It's made in Mexico, Jalisco specifically, and it's usually Blue Weber that's used agave. And the main difference in the tequila making process and the American agave process is that tequila is made in Mexico and it goes through the regulatory board. So they meet a certain level of criteria and standards that they have to meet, and once it's been met, they're issued a NOM number, and you see that at the back of all tequila bottles that have gone through that process. What we're doing is carving out a brand new lane in American Agave Spirits. We like to say we're the first, especially in the DMV area, to create that. And the primary difference is yes, we do get our agave from Jalisco, Mexico, and then we get that delivered out here in Tulsa, and we do the whole fermentation, distillation process here in Maryland, actually, which is actually really, really cool. And that's the main difference between both. It's just the regional location. The cool thing is, like we like to say, we're unruled. So we have the ability to do some really cool things with it, but still maintain the authenticity that tequila brings.
That's really cool. All right, let's talk a bit about the distilling process. Maybe any slight nuance differences between the silver and the gold.
Yeah, silver and gold really is the aging process. As most people know, taking it back to tequila, so your blanco sits like your silver, and it goes through a very detailed process for fermentation and distillation. And then what we do is we put it in a char barrel oak number 2, and that kind of takes it through what would be your equivalent to a reposado, which is our gold. And then we also like to sometimes keep it in the barrel just a little bit longer, depending on the taste profile that it does, because every batch comes out slightly different, and you kind of want to monitor it. That's really where that handcrafted element comes into play.
Okay. All right. Got a couple more questions. So let's talk about some of the events that you all have been a part of over the course of this year. You all have been aggressively pushing the brand, definitely showing a lot of huge confidence in the brand. A lot of people have also showed a lot of like and admiration for the brand, especially when they get a chance to taste it. So things like Bowls Fest or things like Art de Agave, or even the event that was out at College Park recently. Can we speak a bit about those events and the idea or what you took from those events?
Yeah, I'll jump in there. So, I mean, those are some that you just named, but let's start with even in February, we were able to highlight Black-owned bars and restaurants in D.C., and then we did a 16-restaurant tour with Zeke in Baltimore for CIAA in February. And, I mean, for all of our events, our goal is not only awareness, but the number one marketing tool is called Liquor to Lips. And so we believe that if we get an opportunity for you to try our brand, you may just fall in love with it and find something new that represents who you are. And so Arte Agave, Bose, the event we did at Maryland, CIAA all gave us that opportunity to showcase our brand, whether it was either through tastings, mixed cocktails, drinks, celebration parties. There were a lot of different events that took place. And, it's associated with how that person is feeling during that moment. And so it just gives us a good time to showcase our brand.
That's really cool. All right, one more piece. Can we speak to some of the awards that 3708 has won recently?
Yep. So top of the year, we did the San Francisco Spirit Awards, where we took silver for our silver and we took bronze for our gold. And then as of, I believe it was last week, we took at the Black-owned Spirits Awards, the first annual Black-owned Spirits Awards at Bose Fest. We took silver for our silver and silver for our gold.
It's really cool, man. It looks like we're making some big progress here. I like it. All right. Let's hear about your favorite 3708 cocktail.
It's a good one. I like espresso martinis. Let me.
Espresso martinis are amazing.
Here at Bar V 2.0, by the way. Yes.
Yep. Great plug. Shout out to Zeke.
Shout out to Zeke.
But last year, during this time, we did apple cider margaritas. Amazing. Just remember who put y'all on first, okay? 3708 team put y'all on first. But it actually was a hit last year.
Wait, what was the one that we just had at the bar? The one we just made?
Oh, yeah, and then Nicole made us a French 75 with lavender syrup and a shot of 3708. That was actually pretty good, too.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out
was
to
fire.
Nicole.
That was fire.
All right. I like that.
Wait. What's yours? You know you've had the brand.
I like
Ellwood
to
drinks
keep
the
it.
bottle straight.
I like to keep it to margaritas, man. That's my favorite drink. You know, I drink a lot of tequila, so definitely switching to American Agave. A spirit that's black owned was something that, I kept it together, kept it with margaritas. But, I try to, I've had the old fashioned 2.0 here at Bar V. I thought that was really good too. I like the experience. I like the smoker here. I thought that was different.
Yeah.
But definitely the margarita. That's always my favorite drink. Always my favorite go-to. So.
Well, thank you for that
Classic,
political
man.
answer, but the truth is Ellwood pops bottles every weekend. And so he takes shots all day, every day. I've never seen him use a mix. I just wanted to put that out
Don't
there.
forget. We know you, Ellwood.
No.
We seen you at the last event.
All right. We're gonna put them out here soon. So let's talk about what the 3708 means to you and the black community.
I think it means everything. I mean, like you mentioned, I'm from Riverdale, Maryland. That's not really a affluent community, right? But it has really great roots and beautiful people, right? And this just kind of gives individuals that are like me, look like me, the opportunity, and it gives them that ability to see, like, okay, I can do that too, right? Like, he came from where I came from. Even though it's not an easy road, it's very tough, it's very challenging. There are days where we're like we're like, dang, can we do this? Can we push through? Can we fight through this hurdle, this challenge? And it just shows, like, if you stay resilient, you keep with it, that you can persevere and make anything happen.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of what Tony was saying. I'll share two slice stories. So I'm first generation. My mom's from Trinidad. My grandfather came up here with 10 children in 1970s. And then my father, who actually recently just passed, was blind majority of my life. And both of those scenarios, to me, to piggyback off of what Tony was saying, just 3708 resembles perseverance, right? I mean, we don't necessarily know from what the next person's going through to be able to show up in whatever version they have to show up, whether it's work, whether it's, as a parent, as a child, as a brother, a sister, a friend. And sometimes those fights are internal. And so 3708 resembles that perseverance of being able to show up as who you are every single day, no matter what's required of us, and being able to overcome.
I like that. And so recently, I joined 3708 as a Baltimore sales rep. And I also really found encouragement from what the founders here at 3708 have done. I think that it's always inspiring to see us go to the next level of business, to the next level of creativity and ingenuity, and to get a chance to learn the history and learn everything about how this brand came to be, and now that it's here and something that's an actual product that can be consumed by people. It just gives another layer to things we see every day, right? I mean, you go to the bar, you go to a liquor store, you go hang out, you go purchase a item from the shelf, but you never really think about everything that it went into that to actually bring that bottle to the shelf. Yeah. And to see it being done, like I said, that level of ingenuity from black people is really inspiring, really encouraging, really like that.
Yeah, I'll chime in there just to add a little bit to what you're saying. So what we were told was that only 1% of brands make it to the shelf, and only 1% of the industry is black owned. And so if we're looking at the odds of what it took to get here, and Tony and I were kind of having this conversation in the car, just to even be grateful, even though we're trying to set our goals high, to be grateful of what we were able to accomplish in such a short time is a big deal.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the black community, like, our brand wouldn't have taken off or took off as fast as it did. Like, doing the Black-owned Wine Spirits Festival really proved to us and showed to us, like, okay, yeah, our community really supports. And then when we did CIAA in Baltimore, I think it was 14 restaurant tour alongside Zeke, and he pushed our product and our brand, and we showed up. Man, the city showed so much love to us. So we really want to give it up to Baltimore for everything that they've done for us, and giving us the ability to just showcase our brand and be there, and let us know, like, y'all support us. And then that gives us the ability to go back to, like, we want to grow roots in Maryland, in D.C., right, in Virginia, become a staple brand similar to what Tito's did in Austin, Texas, right, and be the hometown brand that everybody loves and continue to grow with the community.
I like that. So let's go into akin to that. What does the next 12 months look like for 3708?
What I'll say is just we're going to continue to do what we're doing, continuing to partner with brands as far as restaurants, bars, liquor stores that resemble us, right? So we understand that everybody's not going to like us, but we want to target those individuals that just want to celebrate those small moments. And so as we continue to do so, we want to target Baltimore, we want to target D.C. and Maryland, just to be able to make sure that everybody understands who we are and understand who we represent in this location, and then scale after that.
I'm going to one last question before I go into closeouts. What would you say your biggest hurdle has been on your journey with 3708?
Everything.
Production. Finding the right manufacturers, one, like, as you can imagine, there's so many moving pieces and elements to business. Finding the right accountant, finding the right software to work within, right? A lot of our stuff on the early stages was Excel spreadsheets, and manipulating that and tracking everything that we do. Product taste, right? Going through multiple iterations of getting the flavor profile correct in the silver, right? And then you talk about adding on another SKU, getting the flavor profile correct in that, and then continue to grow and evolve. And then also challenging too, as well, is once you do get your product in restaurants, in liquor stores, right? Like, how do you move it, right? How often do you show up and showcase that you're present, right? So that the business owners know, like, okay, they actually care about their brand and that they're active. Where is it moving? Is it moving the right way in certain locations, or do you need to scale back and adjust and pivot to a different direction? So it's a multitude of things. So a lot of it for me, just being on the operations side, centers around production.
I like that. I thought of one more question along the way here. So it tastes good, but one of the other key things that is marketing and brand appearance. And as you can see behind us, you can see both of the product designs for the bottles. What thought process went into that to come up with something that really stands out when you see it from the bar?
Yeah, so outside of the many arguments that we've had, the process pretty much settled on that if we're going to be competing and differentiating ourselves with tequila, we want to stand out. And so if you see most tequila bottles are clear, and you can kind of see what it is. And there aren't many, in our opinion, that really caught your eye on initial appearance outside of maybe the one Clase Azul with the bell at the top and amongst other ones. And so the black bottle allows us to at least catch the consumer's eye at first, saying, okay, well, what is that? Maybe they buy it, maybe they don't, but the fact that we caught your eye and you took a peek at our brand over the other 45 brands, 100 brands that are in certain locations, depending on where you are, that was definitely the purpose.
That's cool. I like that. All right, let's go on to final takeaways. Any final takeaways?
Final takeaways. Continue to support not just our brand, but continue to support all black brands that are in this space. It's not an easy road to conquer, and all of us are fighting our way, trying to make it through in this industry, especially in the D.C., Maryland market. Continue to support all of us.
Yeah, I second what Tony said, but also too, let's also celebrate ourselves, right? Like every single day, as I mentioned earlier, it's a lot to show up in certain scenarios with just the ever-changing journey that life is. And so as you are pausing at the end of the week or in certain moments, celebrate. And then, of course, celebrate with 3708 and just take a moment to reflect on how far you've become and where you're going and how things are going. So I definitely will encourage just the human side of things to continue to celebrate those moments.
And make sure you pull up the Bar Vegan 2.0. Come get you a drink.
Definitely make sure to do that. So from my end, again, as I talked about ingenuity and black brands, I would say, definitely keep supporting the brand. I know it's difficult sometimes to go for change. I know a lot of the other tequila brands have been around for a long time, but I really think taking a look at 3708 from like I said, from how the product design is, from the overall taste, and again, that it's a black-owned brand that's going to help build black equity in the U.S., I think it's really a big thing. And I want everyone to keep that at the top of their brain when they see 3708 at the bar. All right, so any questions from the audience? Right before we leave, would you like to give your Instagram handles?
All right, you can follow us at 3708 Spirits. Our website is 3708spirits.com. Personal Instagram is at money_Mitch32.
Thanks for attending another episode of the Winning Exchange, a special series of the Winning Season podcast at one of the highest quality venues in the U.S. And today we got a chance to take an inside look at 3708 Spirits with some of their founders. And again, 3708, a brand that's revolutionizing the American Agave space. Follow, like, and subscribe to the Winter Season podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Tune into our podcast recording on all of the major podcast platforms like Apple and Spotify. Thank you.
Awesome.